Only former First Lady Michelle Obama could beat former President Trump as an alternative to President Biden in the race. That is according to this new and latest Reuters Ipsos poll. Registered voters were asked if the election for president were held today and the candidates were Michelle Obama and Donald Trump, for whom would you vote for? 50% said Michelle Obama, 39% said Donald Trump. The White House is trying to prove Biden is fit for president with a busy schedule this week and beyond. Tonight, he will meet with the Democratic governors, both virtually and in person at the White House. Friday, he has an interview with ABC's George Stephanopoulos and a trip to Wisconsin. And Sunday, he has a trip to Philadelphia planned. Next week, he will hold a solo news conference during the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. Mitch Caesar, Democratic strategist and former DNC board member, joins us now, along with political strategist Rina Shah, former senior GOP congressional advisor. To you both, thanks for being here. Mitch, let me start with you. How would you assess the White House's efforts at damage control post-debate?
Well, remember, we're Democrats, so we do a lot of hand-wringing just by nature over anything. I think the methodology is fine. He has to get out there. He has to do a lot more public appearances. He has to do more press appearances. He has to allay any concerns. But we also have to deal with Trump amnesia, which means that people forget, and I've watched this, where he's given speeches and he's totally incoherent in the middle of a speech, having nothing to do with teleprompters or anything else. You know, I'd rather have a 95% Biden than 100% Trump. And I think most voters will feel that way and will actually vote that way. The race was very, very close before. I think it's even closer now. I think the hopes of the debate from the Biden perspective was to begin to slowly inch away into the lead. I think that's now obviously been delayed. But I think the responses are fine. But by the same token, I don't think it helps if 25 Democrats, as you've reported, may come out to say he needs to step aside. That's something that slows momentum, and we have to be united.
Rina, what do you make of Team Trump's restraint post-debate, given what we're seeing happening?
It's not surprising.
He's listening to the professionals. Trump is listening to the people around him for once, because this restraint that he's exhibiting is making the Democrats look like they are in disarray. And look, I've been saying for months now, the Republican Party's in disarray. It has been fractured and has suffered from having factions be loud at times and be powerful at other times. And yet what we see in this last week since the debate, which has felt like a year, I have to add, we have seen the Democrats really take to different camps, become completely bifurcated. Those who want Biden to be replaced and withdraw, even right now, some of them are privately talking about it. But there's another faction that is, again, singing from the same song sheet, saying, how dare you attack Biden? He is our best shot for taking down Trump. So in essence, what we have right now is a situation that makes Trump and MAGA look really good. So they're sitting pretty, but I just don't know how much longer Trump can keep his mouth shut. He's not very good at this. I do think in the beginning moments of those debates that he was a bit struck by what happened. And look, that lives on. Clips live forever on the internet, as it said.
You might say that a week ago, Biden was the best chance to beat Trump. But now, given what has happened with the debate, Mitch, I've got to get your response to some of this polling with Michelle Obama and the margin at which voters say they would vote for her over Donald Trump.
Well, knowing Michelle a bit, I believe it when she says for the years consistently, she doesn't like politics, has no reason to run. Another reason, besides naturally, I think she's great, is the fact that she's not political. So therefore, anybody not political, not in a current field or been active in the fights, is going to do better against Trump or better against any Republican. That's politics. So I'm not shocked by it. We'll have a lot of people going around chatting, and the Washington class will be complaining. That's typical. Again, we're Democrats. It's in our DNA to complain.
I love the self-deprecation there. Rina, what do you think about the Obama numbers with Michelle? Should that be cause for concern, or at least pause for Trump?
So I couldn't disagree more with my co-panelist sentiment that anybody else is going to register well. I mean, Michelle Obama presents this unique opportunity for Democrats to have somebody to get really excited about. If you've noticed, she's not been on the trail. I mean, we've seen Barack go out and take Joe by the arm and sit on stages with him, but Michelle has been absent. And if you really look at what her time has been like since she left the White House as First Lady, her popularity has skyrocketed with various demographics. I myself was not a Michelle Obama fan when she was the First Lady. Since she's left the White House, she has really had this broad appeal, real talk. She seems as a salt of the earth type of woman. And that registers with people who are just looking for something new. We tend to forget that this rematch between Trump and Biden is the rematch that seemingly nobody wanted. The name of the game of this election is turnout. Get people energized to want to show up to vote. I am really concerned about voter apathy. The one person I see really energizing various segments of people from coast to coast is Michelle Obama. So I think a replacement ticket, if we're talking reality, should have Michelle Obama at the top of the ticket with somebody like J.B. Pritzker or Andy Bashir or Gavin Newsom as a VP. But if you want to talk about keeping Kamala Harris in the top spot, then maybe have a J.B. Pritzker or a Andy Bashir as a VP. And then if you're talking about replacing the entire thing, I would call for a Newsom Whitmer ticket, but that would be largely offensive, of course, to truly Black Democrats that have turned out the vote for Biden Harris and have saved Democrats many times. So look, if you hear me between the lines, I'm saying bring Michelle Obama out. She's the best chance of making Donald Trump or denying him, I should say, a reentry into the White House.
A lot of what ifs there, but Mitch, or you're saying not a chance.
I think there's not a chance. And if by some miracle Michelle became the nominee, I look forward to Rina to donating and maxing out. Until that time, I think, let me just say this. I sat on the DNC Rules Committee for over 10 years. And even if the president said he wanted to run again, this is not an easy mechanism to deal with, no one that was ever anticipated before. You don't want chaos. It brings me back memories of the '68 convention. I remember very vaguely. Of course, I was super young at the time. But you don't want that. I think we need to be united. We need to be united very, very quickly. And again, as you just commented about the 25 Congress folks, hopefully that will not occur. Politics, I think the loose Latin definition is cover your own butt. So I don't see anything changing.
Now, real quick, Mitch, I want to get your thoughts on the interview with George Stephanopoulos. How critical will this moment be for President Biden, and how does he prepare for this maybe differently than he did so for the debate?
Well, that's a really interesting question, because the first thing that struck me during the debate was I thought the president was over-prepared. And I thought that within 5-10 minutes in. I think with a one-on-one, that will not be a danger. He's a smart guy. He knows. I think his preparation is just to generally stay loose and let, as they say, Biden be Biden.
Mitch Caesar, Rina Shah, appreciate the discussion this morning. Thanks to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.